Well, good day to you. This is James Battel. We've come to Munich this morning to shoot some video of the late Sophie Scholl, a very brave German Second World War student who was guillotined for her beliefs in a peaceful, Nazi-free Germany.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Ex-Catholics for Christ. It's always a great pleasure to go to a location to find something outstanding we think you viewers on YouTube and GodTube and elsewhere will find interesting. Today we're in the wonderful old University of Munich, and we are here to look at the story of a young lady by the name of Sophie Scholl. Now, Sophie Scholl and her brother were members of the White Rose Group during the Second World War. And if James can just pan down, you will see the symbol in the foyer of the university. And you can see the date there of 1943. Sophie Scholl was a student here with her brother, and you can see Hans Scholl there and Sophie Scholl. And it looks like the town or the university have commissioned this plaque of 7 people who were obviously members of the White Rose Group. We know that Sophie Scholl was a student here. Her brother had been in the armed forces fighting on the Western Front. And it's a lovely little memorial to be put up to them so long after the event. Of course, this university is a splendid place itself. And those of you who've seen the film of Sophie Scholl, which came out a few years ago, will remember that she came to this university in the middle of term time with these leaflets that she had printed for the White Rose Group, telling the people, the young students, that Nazism was wrong. It was a creed which they could not follow. We believe that she went up these stairs, possibly went along to this veranda here, or the one behind, and through to the waiting students down here, hundreds and hundreds of leaflets condemning what had happened. It was a very, very brave gesture because at that time in the university, and she probably didn't know it, 2 or 3 members of the Gestapo who had been watching her, had been following her, and they certainly had her on their hit list. And because of this disobedience, she was arrested immediately, of course, and taken off to prison. And soon afterwards, after a trial, which seems a very unfair trial looking at it now, she was executed. If you visit our website, you'll see an article called about Joseph Ratzinger, entitled "Where Were You, Joseph?" Because the interesting thing about Sophie Scholl and her brother and some of the others here of the White Rose Group, that they were all the same age as Joseph Ratzinger. He of course chose to join the army to fight for Nazi Germany. These people became martyrs of the Second World War and to Nazism. So it's a great honour and it's a great privilege to us to be here, and we're going to show you a little bit more of it, and we'll come back later to show you the memorial outside. Thank you. My memories of the film tell me that Sophie Scholl, on that historic morning, came along this veranda here, was able to look over and see the students here. She reached into a handbag, and I seem to remember that she walked along and ran along and threw all of these leaflets out, which slowly came fluttering down with the students below. We'll see a replica of those leaflets that she threw out on that historic day, but this looks very much like where she was at that time. Very brave act for a young lady to make, because she knew the consequences of what it would be, not only for her but for her brother, and possibly for her family as well. So we at this ministry salute her. Sophie of course was a Christian. She acted very much from Christian beliefs, although she may have had some misgivings about the church and the Catholic Church signing the Concord at the Vatican. A very brave lady, and we hope to go outside later and show you that. Until then, this wonderful view here. It's a marvellous building here. So much history. Part of our purpose to come to Germany was to bring some German Bible tracts, which we have been doing, and you can see some of them here. We've been to Nuremberg, we've been to Salzburg, we've been to Munich, we've met some other preachers, we've talked to a lot of people. And I'm not going to do it, but I can't help wondering what would happen if Sophie was standing next to me now. And And I said to Sophie, I have here about 200 or 300 Bible tracts. Would you feel compelled to throw them out to the students below? I wonder whether the students would accept them or reject them. The Word of God, the wonderful gift of Christ. I'll let you be the judge of that, but I know what I think. This is Patrick Patel for Ex-Catholics for Christ in this wonderful building at the University of Munich, with my son James thanking you, wishing you a good day, and Maranatha.
On the ground here we have some original flyers which the college have preserved for current and future students to see and perhaps get some inspiration from. We have another one here, folded, again putting forward Sophie's philosophy for a Nazi-free Germany. We have somebody here by the name of Kurt Huber. Another one here by the name of Alexander Schmorell. And finally, we have somebody here by the name of Willy Graff. Willy Graff. You've seen all the other people from the White Rose Resistance movement, and I'm very happy to say we have a picture here of Sophie Scholl on the ground, and she completes our very brave movement. As you know, through World War II, throughout German history, many individuals who did stand against Adolf Hitler were executed quite horrifically for standing against the Nazi war machine. In the United Kingdom, if you were a conscientious objector, you had many options open to you. You could drive ambulances, or the worst scenario would be to spend some time in prison. But in Germany, conscientious objectors were murdered. There was no easy street for them.